Board games, board games, it's what I'm talking about. Board games, board games, I'm not gonna shout it. I am starting off this morning with a little bit of walking, and I'm starting off this dreaming with a little bit of singing. And today, thank you for joining me as I maybe talk about rest and productivity. I'm going to talk about a bit of this and that as I have a bit of a blether, have a bit of a chat about board games and this and that. It's what I'm talking about. Board games, board games. I'm not gonna shout. Hello and good morning, good afternoon, good whatever it is, wherever you are. And I hope that you're generally well. This is Bezzy Beats and Briefer Blether. So I am going to be talking about whatever for a bit. I thought that I would talk about because I've been kind of forced into a position where I'm not able to work on my laptop since I don't currently have one. I thought it would be interesting to kind of chat about that and yeah, just the nature of taking a break, the nature of taking some days off because on Sunday and also Monday, I was trying to because I'm really bad at taking a day off. Spend a little bit of time doing something. Is that a problem? Is that not? And yeah, I think it is a problem that in some ways. But let's move on and come back to that later. Let's talk about recent highlights, living life and seeing the sights. Recent highlights, playing games and other delights. Recent highlights. So, recent highlights. Yesterday, what did I get up to? Yesterday was Tuesday. It was a housemate's birthday. Did some tidying, bought some food, and it wasn't like a present that will be kept, anything fancy, but just, hey, you're feeling down. I know you don't want to go out, so here's some cheese and bread and a little dessert and a nice fruit juice. And then in the evening, I got them some chicken and chips, which is one of my favourite things. Anyway, so that was it was nice that for parts of it we were just kind of not seeing each other, but we got to sit down in the evening and at least spend 5 minutes chatting. The other small highlight, the small achievement, is that I cooked one courgette, one pepper, mixed it together, a little bit of this. Oh, I don't know what it is actually. It's a kind of Korean soybeany sauce. Mixed it all together and with little bits of soy sauce with a little bit of spice, and it was delicious. I was felt very accomplished, and yeah, that was definitely a highlight eating that. Um, I have been continuing to read a book, Building Blocks of Tabletop Game Design, a series of interviews by Erin Dean from many amazing people. There's Richard Garfield and Matt Speacock and all sorts of people. And so I've been kind of doing my first reading wherein I just sort of skim through and I skim ahead to the people that I'm more excited to hear from. But it's very nice, and I think that some of the questions, one of the questions that gets asked, what's something that most people don't know about Barron Park, or what's something that most people don't know about pandemic? That's a really interesting question because it's basically actually asking for insights. I mean, you can't get more straightforward. Please give me interesting content, and that's now really, can you? Took my laptop to the shop. It'll be up to 10 days before it's returned, but fingers crossed sooner. Anyway, so those were my recent highlights. If there's anyone jumping into comments just now, feel free to ask quick questions in the next section. It's not an interrogation, but ask the question. If this is the situation, you can ask a question in the next section. That's called question section. So yes, quick questions. And hello, Jess. It is lovely to see you. Yes, I am outside. Oh, you can't hear me. Does this help? If I'm What's if I put it closer to my face? Okay, it's better now. Thank you for that feedback. I will sit down and maybe I'm going to put it against the wind. Okay. So, while people are thinking about the questions, I like to always talk about a brilliant thing. Brilliant thing. What's a little thing which is brilliant? My brilliant thing is going to be. I'm tempted to just say lovely dogs walking past in the park and passers-by. Seeing people and reminding yourself that there's a world going on outside. It's fantastic. And that's part of the joy of being outside, that from a safe distance you see all the people walking past and it's like, hello, and everyone's got their own life, and you're reminded that we are all, even if not directly connected, we are all indirectly connected to everyone else, and our web is inescapable. It's a good web to be part of. It's like the social web. It's the social web of responsibility and impact, and we have power, and we do impact each other if not. But that is for sure a brilliant thing, just seeing passers by and being reminded of that. For the questions, Jess asks, red or blue? I'm going to go with red. Thanks for the question. And that is totally okay, Jess. It's just lovely to see you. And I hope you have a wonderful evening and have a good time. Now, my main topic today, I was going to talk about, just working and productivity and rest. And I think, and I don't know anyone who has naturally red eyes, hopefully not. But as you can tell by the clothes that I'm wearing, I am I am a fan of it. Topic about rest. I think it's super important to take rest. I think just wherever we are, whatever we're up to, it's important to be thinking, how are we going to charge ourselves? Because we are not robots. We can't just keep doing the same thing over and over and over and over. We can't just. I would sometimes I do think about the days when I've been most productive, and I just get to thinking, wow, why am I not like that always? But someone said you can't keep comparing yourself to your best days. You've got to compare yourself to your average days, which is a very good point. So I think it's important to take rest for a few reasons. Firstly, for our mental health, to recharge ourselves. And secondly, to gain inspiration. Because sure, we could be playing other games and looking at inspiration that way. And we and not everything has to be just for the sake of the inspiration. Sure, I might watch way more episodes of a TV show than I could possibly say, okay, this is good for research. I might be watching, once you've watched a couple of seasons, yeah, you're doing it for pleasure. But that's okay because ultimately pleasure matters. That's what life's all about. We do things and then one day we die, and in between, you know, have some fun. And sure, making things gives me immense pleasure. I love making things. I love having been responsible for some board games that are out in the world. Even after I die, you know, Jigamic will probably keep producing Yogi, and that will, um, you know, it's really affirming. It's really validating. It's delightful to know that I've managed to achieve that. And it's delightful to know that a game about wee whimsical creatures and trying to identify them after someone makes noises, that's out in the world. And people are, sure, there's only 50 copies out there right now, but those people are going to continue to have fun with them. That's amazing. But life is not just about the creations. I do also get joy from sitting down and reading, or sitting down and sometimes, yes, watching TV shows or watching stupid films. And that is an important thing. So, for our mental relaxation, for rest, for inspiration, for making better things, because maybe some parts of that TV show will inspire you to bring it back into your chosen art form, for the sake of just your own personal enjoyment. For all these reasons, rest is super important. And I think that I should get better at it. That's it. Well, thank you anyone who's listened in. I do apologise about the windiness. Hopefully you've been able to just about hear me. And let me say over to you, what are you up to? You can share, but only if you want to. So if you're watching this and you're watching this after the fact, let me ask, do you have a park near you? Do you visit your park regularly? When's the next time that you're going to go to the park? I'm in the park right now. I don't know if I'll go to the park again today. I might I might come back. I might bring a book. I might read it here. Alternatively, I might sit on the couch and read there. The world is my oyster. And hello, Sates. It is lovely to see you. Hope you're generally well. And Jess is writing a shopping list. Elaine says, thank you for that important message about rest. You're very welcome and thank you for being here. Bangkok is getting 2 new parks. Amazing. Sates needed a rest. Things aren't great, so that's lovely and lots of love. And I hope that you feel better soon. Sorry, my nails are. I need to get them. And wow, that's amazing. Elaine just got back from the park, presumably with a wee puppy. Well, I don't think it's a puppy. I think it's an older dog. Exactly. Don't feel guilty. Just in, just like have fun. And sometimes if you're like, oh, I should be working, then you don't get anything done, and you feel guilty. And so it's making that conscious decision. You know what? I'm just going to take a rest. And you know what? I've been really rubbish about taking rest, so I'm going to take the broken laptop as a. I'm just going to take a rest for a bit, do some reading. And so for now, we chatted about so much. Well, not really so much. It's only been 50 minutes. We chatted about walking. We chatted about courgettes and peppers and soy sauce. We chatted about birthdays. We chatted about the nature of rest, and we chatted about Bangkok and everyone enjoying the park. And everyone take some rest if you feel you need to. If you want to check me out, you know where I am. Soft by Bez everywhere. I am going to be streaming every day at 10 a.m. UK time. There is nothing special happening for the next while. just me. If you have any topics that you think I should address, then let me know. I want to say thank you, everyone. You have been awesome. Thank you so much for being here. Lots of love. And the only thing left for me to say and just asks, which park are you in? I am willing to share that. I am willing to publicly say that I live near Downhills Park in North London, which is a bit north of Finsbury Park. But for now, all that I'm going to say is bye, 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 bye. This is a goodbye song. Bye, 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 bye. Thank you for watching along. Bye, 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 bye. This is the end of the show. Bye, 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 bye. And now it's time to go through. Bye, 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 bye. This is a goodbye song. Bye, 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 bye. Thank you for watching along. Bye, 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 bye. This is the end of the show. Bye, 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 bye. And now it's time to go. Sorry, sorry, Xate. Yeah, and my phone is running out of battery. But lots of love. It is a briefer Blether, but lots of love, and maybe see you on a future day.